Morning. It is Saturday, October 24th, and we are on day 4 of our 7-day asana beginner yoga practice training. First, day 1, we went into warm-ups. Day 2, we dove into sun salutation, A and B. Day 3, we got into standing postures, warrior 2, warrior 1. And now, today we dive into balancing postures to find our feet, our ground. And so, if you're here watching the replay, hashtag replay, let us know you're here because I'm going to be giving away a few amazing gifts towards the end for those of you that have been participating every single day. So even if you're watching the replay, just put in, I'm here, I'm watching the replay, and I've done every single day. My arms are sore. I've done every single day, and my body feels amazing. Whatever your own personal experience is, please do share with us and be sure to tag replay. If you're here watching live, let us know where you're from and how your body's feeling. Have you been practicing with us each morning? We've been doing short flows, about 30 minutes. It doesn't really give us a lot of time to get into the nitty-gritty, but I wanted to give you guys all a solid foundation for if you're looking to start like a 15-minute morning routine. The most successful people in the world have a morning routine because you want to prime yourself for the day. Like, how do you want to feel every single day? You get to wake up and choose what energy or intention you want to move through your day with when you take the time to set yourself up for the day. I love doing meditation, journaling, yoga. It really just depends on what I do, but I do something. Sometimes that's surfing, every day can be different. And I think as being human beings and the option for us to always practice letting things be different gets us into a space to trust that things are different day to day in our bodies, in our lives, in other people's lives, and we become more flexible on and off the mat. So if you're here watching the replay, let us know what's one thing that practicing or taking time out for yourself in the morning does for you in your day. How does this affect the way in which you go about your day? How does this affect the relationship that you have with your family, with your friends, with your career, whoever it is that you're around and you're involved with? How does you setting up your day affect the way in which you show up in the world? Because this is what I like to think of as living your yoga. So that way our yoga practice isn't just something we check off of the to-do list, but it's something that we bring with us throughout our day in every single thing that we do. So it's how we show up in the world. And I believe that that comes from what you do in the morning and how you connect to yourself. How can you show up in the world fully if you don't really know where it is that you're going or what it is that you want? You'll just be in reaction mode to whatever happens, especially if things are happening the way in which you don't want them to be happening. Yay, Laura, thank you for being here. Laura says, yoga in the morning makes me feel like I can take on anything throughout the day. 100%. When you wake up in the morning and you're like, I don't want to, but you get your butt up and you do it anyways, you're like, yeah, I didn't want to, but I still can. When you hold a posture that's challenging, you're like, wow, I can't believe that I pushed through that. Yoga is this mirror reflection for us to see that we can turn the impossible into possible. For those of you that are just starting a meditation practice, it's empowering to be like, Amber, I cannot sit for 20 minutes. But I'm like, okay, fine, no worries. Start with 5, do that for a week, maybe 2, and then add 10 minutes. When I first started meditating, I would meditate for 5 minutes. And for those of you that followed my journey of lockdown in India for 7 months, I was sitting for an hour every single morning and every single night. And now when I sit, I can drop into that space that I found 50 minutes in within the first 10 or 15 minutes because of practice. It's the same thing. Like, I used to do handstands all the time. You guys know that. And then I stopped doing handstands and I started meditating. And now handstands are a little bit more challenging. But when I get that just glimpse of hang time, I'm like, oh, there it is. There's what I used to be able to do. And so today's theme is Asteya. This is yama number 3. Asteya, of course, like on a very basic practical level, is non-stealing. But when we dive deeper into what it means past the surface below, it's like non-comparison, like not comparing ourselves to our practice yesterday, 10 years ago, our body yesterday or 10 years ago, not comparing our body to someone else in the room back when that was a thing, but simply allowing ourselves to be where we are on the journey and loving that part of the journey. So if you're here with us live, make sure that you have 2 blocks, your yoga mat, and we're going to get started. We're going to get started right away today so that we can get into some balancing things. Meet me at the top of your mat in Tadasana. So here, as you come to the top of the mat, Tadasana mountain pose, bring your feet hips distance apart and your arms down by your sides, standing tall. Pinkies in, thumbs out. Root down through your legs and lengthen and extend up through the crown of your head. Asteya, bring your hands to your heart. Anjali Mudra. It is the practice of being present. So often we steal from ourselves by thinking of the past or projecting into the future. Today I invite and encourage you to do your best to be here on the mat and give yourself the gift of your time. I tell my students again and again that time is your most valuable asset because you never get it back. So thank yourself for arriving onto your mat this morning on this Saturday to give to yourself. And if there's any other intention, your own personal intention, you can set that now. Iyengar says, practice is the prayer. So today we move in honor of the practice of giving ourselves time, giving ourselves credit and appreciation for just how far we've come. Lower your arms. Tadasana. From your belly, root down through your legs. And from your belly, extend through the crown of your head. Inhale, arms to the sky, look up. Exhale, heart forward, thighs back, fold. Fingertips in front of you, under your shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold from your hips, Uttanasana, forward fold. Place your fingertips to frame your toes, bend your knees deeply. Be gentle as we open the body. Knees are bent, belly towards the thighs, chin to the chest. Draw your awareness inside, look inward, and ask yourself, where can you give more? Where can you give more to yourself? Is it with your time? Is it investing more into your personal development, self-growth? Is it loving you as you are rather than comparing to the past or someone else? How can you give to you? Start here, start now. Inhale, halfway lift, hands underneath of your shoulders, step back, high plank pose, push-up-like position. Shoulders stack over the wrists, heels over the balls of the feet. From your heart, lengthen through the crown of your head, lower to your knees. Curl your toes under. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, shoulders forward, elbows back. Hold. Hug the elbows by the ribcage, draw the belly in, reach your neck, heart forward, lower to your stomach. Bring the tops of your feet to the edges of your mat, spider tip your fingertips. Lift your elbows. Move your shoulders to support your heart. Inhale, lengthen through the sides of your body. Lift your chest, Bhujangasana, gaze forward. Draw your shoulders, your elbows back. Exhale, lower to your stomach. Tap your forehead, curl your toes. Press back through tabletop. Tone your belly. Lift your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Walk your hands forward and your feet back. Feet hips distance apart. Hug your forearms in. Wrap your shoulders down the spine, around your back. Draw your belly in. Tilt your sitting bones up. Extend your heels towards the earth. Downward facing dog. Inhale, ripple forward, high plank pose, push-up-like position. Reach your heart forward, extend your heels back. Bend your knees, lead your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Inhale, gaze forward, step forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Press into your feet, tone your belly. Inhale, reach your arms up, look up. Exhale, hands through heart center and down by your side. Tadasana mountain pose, place your hands onto your hips. Step your left foot as far back to the back of your mat as you can. Bring your hands to your hips and look down. Right heel intersects the back left arch. Bend your right knee deeply. Press down into your legs, draw your right knee over towards the right. Stretch and reach your arms out in opposite directions. Reach forward, reach back, gaze over your right middle finger. Virabhadrasana 2. Hold and breathe. With your hands on your hips, look towards the top of your mat and step your back foot forward to meet your right. Standing here at the top of your mat, open your arms out like wings. Shift your weight over into the left foot. Lift your right toes. Kickstand your right heel towards your left ankle. Vrikshasana, tree pose. You may stay here or slide the foot up to press to the calf. If you'd like more, lift the foot up and press it here. You may wobble, that's perfect. Press it to the inner thigh. Press your right knee back and your hips point forward, arms out. This will help you balance. If you want more challenge, reach your arms up, look up. Hug towards the midline, press the foot into the thigh into the foot. As you draw the belly to the spine, reach and extend up and out through the tips of your fingers. Stay connected to your breath. Slowly release. Tadasana mountain pose at the top of your mat, hands to your heart. Press into your left foot, step your right foot as far back as you can. Open up. Virabhadrasana 2, heel to arch. Hips, shoulders, one line. As you reach and extend, gaze over your front middle finger. Stay connected to the breath. Hands to your hips, step to the top of your mat. Tadasana, mountain pose, feet hips distance apart. Shift your weight over into your right leg, kickstand your left toes, left heel to right ankle. You can stay here, kickstand variation, or lift the foot, press the foot into the thigh. Option to stay here or lift the foot up completely above the knee joint, press the foot into the thigh into the foot, and stretch your arms out in opposite direction. Option to stay here or extend and lengthen your arms up towards the sky. Press foot into leg, leg into the foot as you draw the knee back. Root down through your right foot, extend through your fingertips. Breathe. And slowly release. Tadasana, mountain pose. With your feet hips distance apart, now heel toe your feet out to the edges of your mat. Heels in, toes out. Sink your butt towards your heels. Yogi squat, place your hands back behind you, come onto your butt. Press into your feet, grab onto your shins, and roll onto your back. Press your knees into your hands, create space in the low lumbar curve. And now just draw circles to the right. Massage out the sacrum. Okay, and go the other way. Awesome. Come back to center and stretch your legs out. Heels and toes out, arms down by your sides. Shavasana. Remember that giving yourself time doesn't mean you show up for a certain amount of time. What it means is that you show up. Your presence is enough. Comparison is the thievery of joy. So to know that your presence, you showed up, that is enough. Wiggle toes and fingers. Bend your knees. And roll to the right. Press into one hand and rise your way up to seated. With your hands to your heart, chin to your chest. A few breaths here to remember your intention and what it is that you moved in honor of today. The power of having a morning routine is to set and prime yourself for the day, to take on the day rather than letting the day take on you. Gift yourself this time each and every morning by practicing Asteya, to know that your presence is enough. Take a breath in, breath out, and we'll Om together. Inhale. Namaste. Releasing your hands and opening your eyes to a brand new day. The day that you created and how you want to feel. Thank you all. For those watching the replay, be sure to let me know that you're here, and I will see you all soon. Have a lovely Saturday.